You're listening to My Grito Podcast Network, celebrating the culture of Chicanos and Latinos one story and voice at a time. Listen to more My Grito Podcast Network shows over at mygrito.net. Connect on social, on Instagram and Facebook at My Grito, the My Grito Podcast Network.
The Mind Buzz, now partnered with My Grito Industries.
This podcast episode of The Mind Buzz is brought to you by House of Chingazos. House of Chingazos is a Latino-owned online store that speaks to Latino culture and Latino experience. I love House of Chingazos because I like t-shirts that fit great and are comfortable to wear. I wear them on the podcast and to the carne asadas. Click the affiliate link in the show description and use promo code TheMindBuzz. That's TheMindBuzz to receive 10% off your entire purchase. The cash saved will go directly to the Mind Buzz podcast to help us do what we do best, and that's bringing you more Mind Buzz content. Click the link in the show description for more. The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more. Michelada Rumble, May 4th. Get your tickets in the description. Oh, yeah. May 4th, Michelada Rumble. The Mind Buzz Podcast. And away we go. What is up, Mind Buzz Universe? Welcome back to the podcast. What is going on, everybody? Amber, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good, actually.
I'm the host of the Mind Buzz. I forgot about that. It's Gill, and working the threes and twos behind the board is Amber. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Mind Buzz.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Why do I feel like it's been last week, right?
Yeah, we did one last week.
Okay. Well, I'm excited.
We were doing 2 and 3 in a week.
Yeah. we tailored back because we got a lot of stuff going on. By that, what do we have going on for this week?
On Wednesday, right? You have an open mic?
We have Tomorrow we have an open mic in the city of Paramount at Horchateria Cafe. Well, it's a bar and cafe now, actually.
Yes.
Boodle Laughs open mic in the city of Paramount. Should be awesome. It's our third week at it, so hopefully we get some people out, and we got comedians coming out and trying out their stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. Our guest host of the evening is going to be James Jablonski. And that name is familiar because we had him on the podcast last week, right? Can you pull that flyer up? There we go. Guest host, James Jablonski, 7:30 sign up, 8 p.m. start. 1 item minimum, 5-minute sets. Depending on how many signups we have, 5-minute sets, 10-minute sets, 15 if you want. If you want to film your special there, I'm open to that. We got the equipment, but we have that every week on Wednesdays. And then Friday, March 29th, we have Delic Comedy, which is an open mic showcase and live podcast. Comedians get 3 minutes followed by an interview. This is going to be the second episode that we have filmed. The first episode is on YouTube. If you want to go check that out, go down to Mind Buzz Media on YouTube. Check that out. It was a huge success. Awesome place to do it. It was fantastic. So I'm hoping that we get more people out for that. Anything else, Amber?
That's it for this month.
Before we get into our guest, this guy has done the Ice House, Haha Cafe, Comedy Store, South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas. He is a dear friend of mine. Met him a few months ago, and he's just killing it in comedy. Richard Asperger, thanks for coming out and doing the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me, Gill. It's a
course.
pleasure, man. I'm happy to be here. I love the studio.
Thanks, appreciate that, dude.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's. Have you done anything like this before? Podcast?
Yeah, I've done a couple actually, but I think this is the coolest one.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming out.
Right.
And making the drive out here. We've been talking about this for
months.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm super excited to finally get you out here and to talk to you, man.
Let me ask you a question about your open mic on Wednesdays at Paramount. Now, where is that in relationship to here?
That's about, I want to say it's North Long Beach, right? North Long Beach area. I want to say about a good 40 minutes from here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's Paramount's down by Long Beach. I'm going to have to come down there and do that show.
Oh, yeah.
So from downtown
nice.
LA, it's maybe 20 minutes. So it's closer, centered that way.
I'm from the north end of the San Fernando Valley, which is next to...
yeah, so you're seeing about 40 minutes from the valley.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just about, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make my way down there.
You got to make it. It's super awesome. It's we're building a cool little space there for comics on a weekly basis, and then I have that once a month live podcast that is it's awesome.
Oh, really? So you podcast from down there?
Yeah. So what we do, they have a gallery space. The venue has a gallery space that's provided, and I set up the stage. I set up all the audio. Can you pull some of the footage up from that so we can show?
From
Richard?
where do you want me to pull it up?
You can pull it up from our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's super awesome. Like we had 14 comics come out and do the show, followed by a 5-minute interview, I want to say.
Right.
And there we are right there live. That's us right there. Boom. There we go.
How many signs do you need, dog? Go back in the crowd. God damn.
I don't. He's funny.
We could pull it out on that.
You know, maybe stop going on stage.
Hey, follow me at the Caveman Kevin. This was said I'm funny.
Just a hub for comics to go and
This is for my daughter's food.
do their 3 minutes.
Give it up for Kevin.
And we interview them, how they got into comedy, what they got going on. So just it's kind of like this, but times 150,000, because there's an audience that's involved. There's interviews going on. I have 2 guest hosts or 3 guest hosts from the first episode. So I'm gonna do that again. Do you know who Walter Ray is? You know who Walter Ray is?
Man, I wish I could.
So he's gonna be on the guest panel for the next episode. I love to have you on in the near future.
Yeah, I'd love to come down.
We got to do that. Hey, we just have fun and
No, you do this once a month.
Do that once a month. Yeah.
Really? What day is it? Like the third Tuesday after the last Friday?
We've been doing the last Friday of the month.
Last Friday of the month.
Last Friday of the month.
Yeah.
And we have a live band too, so the live band kind of hypes
great.
everyone up. We have the comics walk out with the live band. It's really fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's an awesome. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, go check that out right there. So, yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, you should come out. It's a lot of fun.
Now, that's also in North Long Beach?
That's in Paramount.
Paramount, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'll do it. After the show, I'll pick a date and...
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So, Richard, you've been everywhere. You've been doing comedy at different venues. How did you get into comedy?
Well,
where did it all start?
Where did it all start? I was in school, I tell you. Oh, man. Actually, to be honest, one of my friends who's going to be on the Ice House show with us on April 6th, Harry Mike, that's his name, Harry Mike. Oh, my God. Anyways, Harry Mike used to do comedy a zillion years ago and took some time off. But I was thinking one day, hey, maybe I'm going to get my, throw my hat in the ring. Harry Mike hooked me up with some open mics, and that was back in 2018, actually. So I just really started in 2018.
Okay.
And things took off really quickly. I did like 5 open mics, and the next thing I know, I was doing 20 minutes at the Ice House.
Whoa.
Right. Started in December. In March, I was doing actually the Ice House. I did like 20 minutes. It was my first real show. And it was so exciting. And, I thought, oh, it's that easy. And, but yeah, that was in 2019. 2019 was my first time at the Ice House. And it was just mind blowing. It was a great experience. And, I had a great year. And then 2020 came. Wah, wah. Put everything on hold. But yeah, I just got into it on kind of a whim. I'm kind of that kind of guy. I daydream something up and think, oh, I can do that, And so far I've been doing it. It's been fun too. Starting
in 2019, and then what did you do during the pandemic?
Oh,
as far as comedy,
I
did you give it a break for a bit?
I did. I didn't get into the Zoom thing. Yeah. I didn't do any of that. I know a lot of people stayed active. There was some outdoor shows and stuff that people were doing. I didn't do any of that, but one of my good friends in the comedy world, Carol Newell, I don't know if you know Carol, but she hustles. She produces shows like every night of the week, basically, and she started during the pandemic. She used to have it. She'd have these shows in the parks and parking lots, and that was crazy. But anyways, I didn't do any of her shows. I came back. I got cancer too during that period.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm a 3-time survivor, by the way.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I had esophageal cancer, then I had lung cancer, and then I got lung cancer again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, So during 2020, I was a little sick. And then in 2021, I got sick again a little bit. And then, like it never happened. Yeah.
Always grinding, always going from one thing to the next, right?
Yeah, fuck it, man. Yeah. But knock wood, I had early detection and all that stuff. So I got back into comedy, I think, in 2020, April of 2022, I think.
Okay.
So I took some time off, to kind of get my head straight again.
Yeah.
And then it was just, first show out was April 1st, and I bombed terribly. That was terrible, man. It was terrible. I thought, it's just like riding a bike.
Right.
You get up there and, do your old set or something. I sucked. And, I sucked bad. It was terrible. And the headliner that night didn't show up. And they were panicked. They had people there say, go back out.
Really?
Yeah. So they threw me back to the wolves, and I did 2 terrible sets in one night. So that was a fun night. That's one of my favorite shows.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's bad. You're a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
When you're bombing, it's not fun, man.
No, it's not fun at all. It's not, and to throw you back out after you bombed.
Yeah. You suck so bad, we want you to go suck again.
Yeah, go redo it.
Yeah.
Try it one more time.
Yeah, with new material.
Right.
The last material sucked. Go back out.
How many minutes did you do the first time? The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
Oh, I think I did like 20 minutes.
Did 20?
I think so. It seemed like forever.
And then another 20?
Yeah. And then I did another 20.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Of new material.
New material
Oh
that I didn't do in the first set. It's terrible. That was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's stuff like that, right? That builds resilience for something like stand-up, right?
Right, yeah. There was another time, I mean, just, as we're bullshitting, it was the Thanksgiving evening. So it was the evening before Thanksgiving Eve, that's it. So the night before Thanksgiving, I'm doing a show at Ha Ha's, and I'm all excited because I'm a big Eric Schwartz fan, right?
Right.
I've been a huge fan for a while. So they say, hey, man, come do the show. Eric Schwartz going to be on there. They know I'm a big fan, so it's great. That's great. And I went and I totally bombed. I mean, it was like misery.
Whoa.
Oh, man. It's like, oh, man, nobody likes me. Oh, that's terrible. All new material, too. I mean, I was trying out new material, which is the wrong thing to do on a pretty decent sized show.
Yeah.
You should stick with the proven stuff for those kind of shows. But it really was, it was terrible. The next morning I woke up, it was like I had a hangover, man. I felt so bad.
Oh, man.
It's like somebody slammed my soul in a car door and then go, hey, it didn't close right. Boom, boom, boom. And they banged my soul. So I woke up the next morning thinking, oh, my God, why? Why do I do this? It's like, some drunk, I'm never going to do that again.
Right.
And then I swear to God, it was Thanksgiving morning and I didn't want to watch that freaking parade that they have on all the network channels, right? So I'm watching like A&E and they got this documentary. You guys are young, but there used to be this guy named Evel Knievel, right?
No, I remember Evel Knievel.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys know who Evel Knievel is, right? So Evel Knievel, they got this documentary on about Evel Knievel. And like I said, my soul is just bashed in.
Right.
I feel suicidal. And they're showing this Evel Knievel jumping and tumbling down in front of Caesar's palace or jumping over a truck and crashing. And they were like, Evel Knievel break every bone in his body. And I was like, I took this deep breath and said, well, if Evel Knievel can break every bone in his body and get back on that motorcycle 2 months later and jump the Grand Canyon or whatever he does, I can certainly bomb at Ha Ha's the night before Thanksgiving and get up and do it again. Anyways.
With something like stand-up, you have to have that mentality, right?
Yeah.
You have to build this exterior roughness when it comes to humiliation.
Oh, you have to be willing to be humiliated.
You have to like it in some part, right?
Yeah. After the show, when they point at you and go, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
You want my autograph?
You want to buy some of my T-shirts?
Yeah, my merch.
But what
Here's
is
a sticker.
What is it in both of your brains, I'm going to say, that just kind of like makes you be okay with it? Because I know, like, for me, like when I've gone with Gill, because he just started doing it, and I sit in the crowd and I'm hoping that nobody talks crap in the crowd because I'm like, not that I'm in a fight or anything, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't handle it. And it's like kind of like, it happens to me twice. Like if they don't laugh on him on stage and then for me to hear it, and it's like total anxiety induced throughout my whole body. And I'm not the one up there. I can't imagine how you guys do it. I really can't.
One of my friends comes to a lot of my shows, and one day she was saying, "Yeah, I was talking about how tough it can be." Yeah, she goes, "Yeah, sometimes it's only your wife laughing." Yeah, and she's heard those jokes 1,000 times. She's just like taking one for the team, Hopefully, someone will laugh, Yeah, it's not always easy.
No, it's not. It's not. But the reason why I do it is because it's the wins. I think about the wins. I think about the times where you just really kill it, and you hope to kill it every single time because that's the game, right? The consistency of murdering a crowd. Sometimes it doesn't go well, right? You bomb, or some of your set doesn't work out for the audience for the time. So it's just building that consistency each and every time.
And you could say the same joke.
Yeah.
And it kills one night, the next night it's crickets. Or the crickets even shut the fuck up.
They're tired
they're like, fuck that guy. He's not funny.
Yeah, they're tired of your shit too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it just, I don't know. It's just the sheer will of having a great time on stage.
It's kind of like the Evel Knievel part, I mean, when you get to the other end of the ramp and you didn't tumble, and you get off the bike, I'll get off the stage and you got some laughs. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you have to dust yourself off,
Yeah.
I mean, I was foolish because I went from like 5 open mics to 20 minutes at the Ice House and got a bunch of laughs and killed, and it was wonderful.
That's crazy.
Crazy. So I thought, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
I'll never bomb. Oh, man. Holy shit. Yeah, I bombed terribly. There's been times.
What was the time frame when you first started and then getting on stage at the Ice House? Because the Ice House is probably one of the most prestigious venues in comedy in Southern California.
It's been so good to me.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. I've performed there so many times, and it's, my sweet spot. I've been really fortunate there. I've had some, rougher nights there, but I never actually bombed there. It's always been good. And geez, these shows I've been doing there lately have been just killer. I mean, it's magic. But it was weird to go from 5 open mics or whatever it was, maybe 7, to the Ice House. I mean, it was like, oh my God, this is like amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at how easy this is.
What do you think it was that got you from the open mics to the Ice House?
I got hooked up with my now partner, and we produce shows at the Ice House now. And he was a good guy, and he says, hey, you know what, I'll put you up. And, gave me 20 minutes, and it was kill. And I started doing shows there like almost monthly, and whatever, every other month I was doing a show or whatever on his show. It was great. So now it's, his name's Old School. He's been around for a long time, produced shows at the Ice House for about 15, 20 years. 15, I think. And after the pandemic, and they, because the Ice House closed, Johnny bought it, and they bought it in 2019, right at the end of December 2019. The Ice House became part of the Buss family, the Lakers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Johnny Buss from the Lakers. Yeah,
Johnny Buss from the Lakers.
Yeah, Jeannie Buss's brother.
I'm not familiar with the Lakers.
Not a Laker fan.
No.
They're a basketball team. They play in L.A. They wear purple and gold uniforms most of the time. Kobe Bryant used to play for him. Kareem.
Shaquille
O'Neal, right.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Magic Johnson, yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain was on the Lakers too, wasn't he?
I'm not sure about that one.
I think
I'd have to check. She
has to.
Amber has to pull it up.
Let's see.
Wilt Chamberlain. I know that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyways, so Johnny Buss of the Lakers bought the Ice House, and the deal closed in December of 2019. And then in March of 2020, fucking pandemic.
Imagine that. Imagine getting at this venue that holds people close in a close, tight area.
Yeah, prestigious.
Then,
you know, it is like one of the crown jewels of not only L.A. but across the America.
It's one of the oldest.
I think it's the oldest comedy club in America.
Oh yeah, there we go. Wilt Chamberlain, Lakers jersey.
Lakers, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Shows you what I know.
How'd you know that?
Because I knew Wilt Chamberlain as being a 1970s whore, man whore of the 70s.
Oh, yeah, right. He said he slept with like 1,500
something
women.
like that. Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah.
Got it.
And from that, I was like, oh, okay, he's a Laker.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only thing that I knew from the Lakers.
Yeah.
But can we look up the ice house? Yeah. See how it used to be like an old ice house, right?
Well, I think so. They started in the early 60s as a kind of a music venue for like folk singers, I think. And then in the 70s, it transitioned into a full-blown comedy club.
In the 60s?
60s. It started in the 60s. And it's just one of my favorite places on earth. And it's been really exciting performing there. I just get excited every time.
All right, there, look at celebrating 63 years.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I know you're not a Lakers fan, but are you a WNBA fan? Oh, that was a good one. I'm gonna keep that one in my set. But Penny Toller, who's the general manager of the Ice House, was the general manager for the LA Sparks.
Whoa. Okay.
So, and she's a super nice lady too. So that the management team over there is top notch, and they remodeled it. So what they did during the pandemic, because it shut down in March, what they did, and they started remodel, and they did a fantastic job. It's awesome there. They have 2 rooms. They have the legendary room and the California room, and it's a beautiful venue. And the people are super nice, and the crowd is super nice. It's just amazing.
I gotta make my way out there. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been there yet.
Come on April 6th, and I'll comp you to our show.
Oh, heck yeah.
You and Amber, come on out.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's super nice.
Looks pretty cool, too. It's just the sheer history of a place like that. You've also done the Comedy Store, too?
Yeah, I did the original room at the Comedy Store. I've done ha-has on a bunch of times, regular over at the Comedy Chateau in North Hollywood.
I've done the Comedy Chateau.
Yeah, it's kind of, I like the Chateau, but I mean, and no disrespect to the Comedy Chateau, but they put a lot of comics on the show, so it can be a little draining for the fans and for
Yeah.
But it's fun.
I think the time we went, it was like it ended like at 1 a.m. and it started like early.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of comics there was.
They put a lot of comics up. Now, that venue, though, Felix out there and Irina, they help a lot of comics. You know, people who can't get on a stage, you audition for them, they'll put you up, and they help a lot of comics. I mean, some of the things, like I said, I think they put too many comics up. So, but it's a fun night. I've done it, I don't know, 20 times, whatever.
I'm trying to get into their. I'll take that back. That smaller room, it was pretty cool. I did the smaller room. I haven't done the main room.
Yeah, I've done that main room so many times, and had just some of the best nights of my life on that stage. I mean, and then there's the ones where you go, well, struck out that time. But that's the one thing that I would have if I was going to criticize. There's so many comics on, and somebody has to go up towards the end. And when you go up towards the end,
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
the crowd is left. There's your group of people who came to see you, and it can be pretty daunting going out there.
Has that happened to you before?
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times at the chateau where it kind of, it takes your soul, car door, bang it, bang it. And then you go out there and try to be funny and everybody's tired and the waitresses are cleaning the tables and collecting the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a great place. I mean, they do help a lot of people. I mean, they give a lot of young comics their start to get on stages.
Yeah. Yeah, keeping the energy, like there's this energy that you build yourself up to, right? Before going to a show.
Right.
And when you find out you're going last, or if it's a lottery system, or if it's this, and trying to maintain that energy towards the end of the night, and sometimes it just doesn't happen.
20 comics and you're going up 16th, everybody's, fuck, I got to get up in the morning, and they keep going in. Our next comic coming all the way from his tent down the street, Yeah.
Or the van from the parking lot or something like that. Yeah.
So it's pretty tough. But, I love those guys, and, but that can be a tough club.
So what makes you like, okay, let's say you go up on stage, you bombed, right? You bombed. And what makes you like, what inside of you says, let me go and do it all over again? How do you find that will to continue, or not to want to quit, or have that one bomb kind of be, because I mean, I feel like for me, if I bombed, I'd be like, all right, I'm not funny at all, and I'm done.
Right. Well, it's those nights that you kill it. I mean, when you absolutely kill it, the feeling, Gill. I mean, everybody's laughing. Everybody's patting you on the back afterwards. Yeah. It's, it's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Except you don't get any money for it. Here's your $50, whatever,
Yeah, it's just that you hold that experience in your mind for the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time.
Right.
It's just like that first time you get those. The first time, I don't know about for you, but the first time I actually got a laugh on stage was so fulfilling.
And it wasn't me.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try this again.
Right.
It doesn't happen sometimes, but you're like, oh, even if I go try another place or another time, I'm still chasing that first laugh.
Well, it is kind of like an addiction, and I went through a period where I was like, and I know people, we both know people who do two mics a night, or more. And, I don't have that energy. I'm older, but, I was doing shows 2 or 3 times a week, and people were like, man, how do you do it? And I was like, oh, it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. And then you never know. Is tonight the night where I'm going to bomb, But for the most part, bombing is part of being a comic. That's just part of the deal. Yeah. I mean, if you read anything or see any kind of real true documentaries on it, it's part of the deal, But the thrill of winning is like, oh my God, that was so great. Like I did the Stoner Rob show on Sunday night at Ha Ha's, and it was just magical, man. It was like, Stoner Rob show. You think everybody must be on mushrooms because they're all laughing, man. And it was a great night. And, it's like you go home, it's midnight when you get home and you can't sleep because you're like, that was so good. Yeah. It's a magical night,
Yeah, just waiting for the next time. When's the next time I'm going to go on stage?
Yeah, it was magical.
For this to happen. Yeah. Did you ever think you were going to be a stand-up comic?
No, not really, man.
No?
Nah, but, I mean, like a lot of people, I think, oh, I can do that. There's people, watching movies. Oh, I could be an actor, or I could do that, or I could do that. So, I remember one time, 100 years ago, and I was partying, everybody had left, and I was thinking, there was a whole list of things that I thought, I would like to do, but I'm never going to do. I just had a list of things. Yeah. It just flashed in my mind, all these things that I I kind of knew I would never do. Fast forward 15 years later, I had done all those things.
Nice.
I thought I would never do. Never do this, never do that, never do this. And I did all those things. So then at that point in my life, I thought, well, shit, man, I guess all you got to do is put your mind to something and you can do it. And like I said, I've had in life in general, I've been a very fortunate guy. I've taken my kicks, you know what I mean? Life wasn't always going my way, but, once turned the corner on that part of my life and nothing's impossible. Nothing,
Besides stand-up, what else from that list have you acquired? Because before we hit the record button, you're an author, a poet. Yeah. Tell me about that.
That's a good thing. So back in a long time ago, I used to, I would write poems, basically like a poet. That's what they write. Unless they're limericks, right? It's not the one. There once was a man from Nantucket. That's a different story. Anyway, so actually, so I would write these things, and I had scraps of paper. I used to be a DJ out in Hollywood at a strip club.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back before you were probably born. Yeah. So now most of those strippers are great grandmothers. I'm certain. I don't know how great they're going to be, but I wonder if they still do the pole dance. So anyways, I worked at this club called, I think it's still there too, the Star Strip on La Cienega in Beverly. It was just north of Beverly. And I was writing a lot of poems and, if you want to call it that, poetry. And at the time, I was running in that kind of that rock and roll circle. Some of my friends were succeeding in some levels of success and out of the Sunset Strip, the Whiskey and the Roxy and all those clubs. So I was always like trying to hustle, artwork or hustle the poems to them, which when it looked like I was going to have success in 1993, my life went sideways and life got crazy. Life on life's terms kind of things. And so it kind of disappeared, that whole thought, but I saved a bunch of those poems were saved. My sister actually hung on to them for a long time. And then 10, 15 years later, she gave them back to me and I just kind of put them away and forgot about them. But I had a digital camera. Now everybody owns a digital camera. I got this digital camera, and I walked around the San Fernando Valley, and I took a bunch of pictures of homeless people's shopping carts. And then we were on vacation, me and my lovely bride. She's over there in the corner. Anyways, we were on vacation in Moab, Utah, and I woke from a dead sleep with the idea to combine those pictures that I had been taking of homeless people's shopping carts with those old poems. So we got back from vacation. As soon as we got to the house, I let her unpack the car. You do it yourself. I went and I grabbed that book and I started looking at the photographs and, within a very short period, I found a publisher who would publish it, and it came out, and I got the runner-up at the Paris Book Festival and honorable mention at the Hollywood Book Festival. And then I was able to take that concept and optioned a TV show to Global Genesis Group, for a reality show on helping the homeless, which is still in the works. It's a little difficult to get something like that made because it's not the feel-good book of this or film of the summer.
Right.
But yeah.
What is this book called?
L.A. a la carte.
Can we?
I think it's on Amazon.
Can we look that up?
L.A. a la carte, and you spell it's on Amazon. L.A. a la carte. Let's see, L.A. a la carte. Yeah, it's C-A-R-T, like shopping cart.
Oh, okay.
L.A. a la carte.
So L.A.
La carte.
Maybe book next to it.
Look, yeah. And just hit the little hourglass. I mean, a little search engine. It should come up. It should still be there. Well,
I'll look for it while you're talking.
Yeah. L.A. a la carte.
Wow, that's a project in itself.
Yeah, I was able to do that. My vision is not so good, but I can't see from over there. It's L.A., so there will be a space. So it's L.A., space, la, space.
Got it.
Carts. Yeah. So it should have come up. I can't see from over here.
Probably just Google it, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to look for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Keep talking.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I did that. That was really rewarding. Having a book come out was a big thrill because everybody wants to be an author. So it's like, why would you, let's see. Actually, very close to finishing a novel now, I guess you could say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so very close. It's a horror kind of thing, kind of poltergeist-ish, whatever you want to call it.
So you like writing, Richard?
Yeah, I'm a writer, man.
Yeah?
I'm a creative kind of guy. Yeah, I create all kinds of havoc. Yeah.
When did you find your love for writing?
Oh, shit. That's a good question. Well, I started, like I said, I think the idea of selling lyrics to rock bands was my first thought. We running out of time?
No, I found it.
Oh, you did? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. L.A. a la carte. There we are. Yeah. So like I said, I took a bunch of pictures of homeless people's shopping carts, and I took poems and I put them next to them. So, and then when I put the book together, I took, and it's almost it is an arc of someone's life. So, based on the poems that I had wrote, it covers like being young, falling in love, being burnt, desperate, lonely, reaching finally to the end of the line of, asking God for help kind of thing. So I should have brought you a copy. I didn't even think of it.
L.A. a la carte expresses the poetic emotion of homelessness through images and words that stir the soul, a revealing first-person perspective combining heart-wrenching photographs and thought-provoking poetry that captures the very essence of the human experience at its most desperate, and insightful snapshot of society's less fortunate. L.A. a la carte will tug at your heartstrings and open your eyes to what life is like without a home. This unique portrayal is sure to evoke a renewed sense of compassion toward those wayward souls of the streets. Wow.
Well, and when that came out, it was 10 years ago. So if you could imagine how much homelessness has exploded in the Los Angeles area and probably across the country in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So, definitely I'll make sure you get a copy next time I see you at one of your shows.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. It was, it was really a thrill. And then the day my granddaughter was born, I get a call from my daughter. My daughter says, hey, somebody says, hey, your daughter's having this kid, come to the hospital. And then I'm checking my emails, and then I see that I won the award for runner-up in Paris Book Festival or something.
Wow.
So it was the same day that my granddaughter was born. So it was really exciting.
Exciting day for you.
Yeah, it was very heartwarming. It's just, one of those things. Like I say, you can, I guess I'm, silly that way. I think, you could do it, and then you talk to other people. Hey, you know what? I've been sending books out to get published forever. And I never get, how did you do it? Fuck, I don't know. Stupid, dumb luck. Yeah.
But do you think it really is dumb luck, or there's some kind of science behind it?
I only sent it, like I said, I only did like 5, maybe 7 open mics, and then I'm doing 20 minutes at the Ice House.
Yeah.
I sent out that thing to like maybe 12 publishers, and one of them picked it up. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, is it...
You're God's favorite.
It just, I don't know how that works, I am pretty lucky, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's what is it? What can it be? It can be your experience and drive and your readiness to be like if you weren't ready for 20 minutes, right? Would you have still done the Ice House? You're prepared. Right. So I think it was just like it was the opportunity. What do they call it when success is opportunity plus preparation, or something like that? Right. I think it has to do with that. Right. You're prepared and you're ready for that opportunity.
Right. Yeah, it could be that. Last week, I told you I'm a grandfather.
Right.
And I could tell you're looking at me and you're going, he doesn't seem stable enough to be a grandpa. Right? No, but I am. I'm a grandpa, because it turns out stability isn't a requirement to be a grandfather. And worse than that, I'm actually, me and my lovely bride are raising my granddaughter. So she does homework at the table every day, the dinner table. And one of the questions she asked my wife last week was about failure. And I forget, in the story, why would the father encourage his kid to fail? And that's when I chimed in. I said, failure's that's the best lesson you can learn in life.
Right.
By not trying, you're not going to get crap. You got to be willing to get out there, throw your hat in a bunch of rings. You're going to take it on the chin. You got to be willing to bomb if you're a comic. You got to be willing to have publishers send you a letter going, what the fuck are you thinking? I saved those letters,
Yeah.
Because that's what it's like. You got to be, I think the most important thing that I've learned over the years is just do it. Just as we're talking about that type of stuff, I in my 30s, I was kind of a wayward person, right? I had spent time homeless. I mean, so I had experienced homeless long before it was like fashionable, like in my 20s and on and off, so I experienced, through my own fault, where I would blame other people, no, man, you're a big boy, put on the big boy pants, go get a job, go do these things, and I didn't do those things. It took me a while to kind of grow up. And so in my 30s, I was a telemarketer. I had been telemarketing my whole life, basically, because they'd hire anybody. You could go in there dressed like I am right now, and they go, okay, fuck it, give the guy a job. Can you read the script? Insert name here. How are you today?
Yeah.
And somebody said, man, why are you doing that stuff, man? You should, shoot for something else, Christ's sakes, man. That's a kid's job, nothing disrespectful to telemarketers. And they helped me write a resume. And the next thing you know, I'm freaking a director of sales and marketing for a landing gear company. So, and then they started paying me to get on a plane and go to air shows I gave high-level presentations to like SpaceX, Boeing, Lockheed, I'm the guy with the spinning disc, remember? And next thing you know, I'm a vice president of an aerospace company. So, I have been very lucky, Gilbert. I have been very lucky. I have lived some very interesting stories, life in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Willing to fail is my motto.
Yeah, but you need that. You need that type of
It's
frame
scary,
of mind
though.
for that.
It's really scary, and I'll tell you on my personal experience, I've always lived at home. I lived at home with my parents, and my parents were my safety net.
Right.
And when I finally left, and then I was like, oh, this is what I have to do. This is what it is. This is what it feels to have, something on your back, and it's scary. And I feel like a lot of us we don't know how to fail, and that's where it gets you.
Yeah. I was in my early 30s, before, I was doing telemarketing, and on the weekend, a friend of mine had a handyman business, and he had kids my age. He was an older guy. He was an aerospace engineer, as a matter of fact, retired. So on the weekends, he would hire me, and I'd be his assistant, handyman jobs. And I would fuck shit up all the time, cost him way more money than he was ever going to make to keep me employed, right? So one day we're driving, and he was telling me, yeah, I got to pay my son's mortgage this month, and I paid my daughter's mortgage last month. And at that point in my life, I was still in my 30s, early 30s. And I was like, well, it was like that realization for me at that point, it had been sink or swim. And I think, it was just that moment of like, I don't have anybody to back me up. So whatever happens, it's on you.
Yeah.
You can't blame anybody because there was nobody to help you. So it's like Amber was just talking about I think when you realize that you're walking life's tightrope and there's no net, but you have to be willing to walk the tightrope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Were you born in California, or are you where are you from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you come out here?
I came out when I was 16, I think. 17.
Wow.
16.
So
yeah,
you're
16.
practically from here.
I'm here long enough that I feel like a native.
Yes.
Yeah. So
What got you out here?
my family, obviously I was only 16.
Yeah.
But I'm from this really bad neighborhood in Cleveland. I'm actually going back this summer. I'll see you guys soon. I'll be there in July, and I'm hoping to do a show there. But my stepdad at the time came out. He had planned to make a go at a painting company, and he moved the family out from like poverty to, the San Fernando Valley in the mid 70s, which was, it was like paradise back then, it was, that Valley Girl thing. It was just, and I fell right in and, started to love the LA way of life, and, it's been good.
Wow. It's been a long time since you've been out here.
It has been. Yeah. Now like I said, now I'm an unstable grandpa. I was that year between the summer between junior high and high school, back when it was 9th grade was junior high, high school was 10th grade. So it was that summer. And now look at me.
Wait, junior high was still 9th grade?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how old I am. Wow.
I just thought 9th grade was always high school.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, when I was a kid, geez, they were still holding it in caves. No, but
they're still chiseling on stone,
slates,
on slates.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I went to Granada Hills High the same time that John Elway was the quarterback at Granada Hills High.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
So, and for those who are familiar with Valerie Bertinelli, she was like I never saw her there, but she was going there at the same time.
Wow.
That's cool. And then she ended up marrying Eddie Van Halen, and she had her own TV show for a while.
Whoa.
I think she's still
really?
Yeah.
She's still pretty relevant.
Yeah, she's still pretty relevant. She does cooking shows. And,
who is this?
Valerie Bertinelli.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
I know who she is.
Yeah, she was on this show. I forget what the show was called. One Day at a Time or something like that. She was very popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she married Eddie Van Halen, and
She has a cooking show, right?
Yeah, right. That's her. Yeah.
What was the cooking show called? Do you know?
I don't know. She's had a few of those, but yeah, her son is now, killing it out there in the rock world.
Valerie's Home Cooking.
Yeah.
How do you feel like seeing the evolution of LA from when you first got here to now? Do you think there's a big difference?
You see this beard? It's gray. I have become that guy. Oh my God. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. She's like, shut up. I know traffic wasn't this bad in Granada Hills, but I'm that guy, you kids get off of my lawn. It's been, in a lot of ways, LA is a better place to live. And in other ways it's gone down, just the amount of poverty in Los Angeles.
Right.
When I first moved out here in 77, I thought every house was a movie star's house. Now I drive by and I go, I bet they're selling crack out of that house. Yeah. And then I realize it's my house, like, oh, fuck. As a matter of fact, 2 years ago, the DEA raided my next door neighbor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. With the SWAT team and,
whoa,
everybody's in camouflage, flash bang.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And you're just like, another day in Los Angeles.
Another day in Los Angeles. No lie. Same street 3 months ago. What do they call those? A takeover, home invasion.
Oh
two doors down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So next door is the SWAT team. 2 doors down, home invasion. A gun battle inside there. So
And then someone's going to ask you, why are you still here?
Yeah,
but then
why?
you're like, it's LA.
yeah, it's LA, man.
What year was it when you first came out here?
77.
77.
I'm so old. You guys are like 77. My grandma wasn't born yet.
No.
Yeah, she was
We're
born.
in our 30s.
Oh,
So
really?
That was a few years after the whole Charles Manson thing back in LA and the dark history of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. We live near there.
Really?
We live near the Spawn Ranch, the Santa Susana Pass.
Do they still have it out there? Is that still?
No, it's gone. But,
Yeah?
there's the locations, as you drive by now, it's a church property.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So imagine that where they lived.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nah, that was just wild.
Yeah, I live about, as the crow flies, about 5 miles from the Spawn Ranch.
And you were saying about the difference from you moving out there till now and the traffic. I heard somewhere, I think on a podcast or radio or something about because the population is growing and they're no longer making any roads or they're no longer building any freeways to help. Right. With that alleviation of population and traffic.
But I think, it's like a garden hose.
Mm-hmm.
You can widen that garden hose, but when you turn it on, it's just going to fill up with water.
Yeah.
The whole hose fills up with water. And that's what LA traffic is. They can add a lane. Next day, boom, all the lanes are packed.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
How it happens.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that in Los Angeles.
Yeah. And there's too many.
And there's, where are you going to put another freeway?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Where are you going to put one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Where's those flying cars they promised me? We should start a class action lawsuit against the people who promised us those cars.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I agree.
We got to get some jetpacks or something.
But there's something so magical about living in Southern California and near Los Angeles that it doesn't matter because people think we're nuts for living here and for I was born here, so this is all I know. But you go somewhere else and you're like, whoa, there's so much space. Where's all the cars? And then you miss being in LA, being like stuck to each other, sitting in your car in traffic. There's just something about it that's just like no other.
2 weeks ago, we went up to Porterville to visit some friends, and they have like Main Street, these old buildings that have been there since like probably the 20s or 30s or whatever it was. And it goes for about 3 blocks. And that's the extent of downtown Porterville, I'm like, I could do that, But then if I would have moved there, I'd be, I wish I was in LA,
Yeah.
Have
you been to San Francisco at all?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it?
I love San Francisco. It's
Yeah?
a great city, man. It's a smaller city compared to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller. But
Yeah.
It's a great city.
I love it out there.
Yeah, we were there. We vacationed there in November. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went up there, walked around, rode a trolley car. What do they call those things?
Yeah,
trolley cars. Yeah, we love it.
The Hayden Ashbury.
Oh yeah.
Area.
Yeah, spinning disc. River. Yeah. So actually, we took my granddaughter, and she's only 9, so it's hard to explain to her. We're at Haight Ashbury.
Yeah.
And, that's where Jerry Garcia used to live, and she's like, who?
Right.
But she got this cool tie-dyed shirt. She loves it. She wears it once a week.
Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah, everybody.
Jimi Hendrix.
I have a friend who's a few years older than me who actually, there's this famous picture of a bunch of people at Jerry Garcia's house standing on the stairs. They're lining the stairs at Jerry Garcia's house, and they're up at like the 3rd row or something. It's my friend when he was like 13 standing there,
Oh, that's awesome.
He grew up in that area. He's like, he knows all the history of that area.
So we have some intel.
What's
We
that?
want to hear a story. 2 guys running down the street naked is all I got.
Really? It's not me. I'm here doing the Mind Buzz podcast. Any rumors of me running naked are
Was it you?
greatly exaggerated.
Was the story you?
No. What?
You can.
Oh, on Haight Street.
Oh yeah, no. There was these two. So we're in November. As a matter of fact, we're having a little family getaway up there, as I said, and we're with my granddaughter. She's like 9. There are 2 guys walking down the street at Haight Ashbury.
Oh my God.
Completely naked with, I think they're wearing socks on their cocks.
Hello.
Yeah. Swear to God. I'm like,
Wow.
quickly turn my granddaughter around. Hey, look over here. Flying rhinoceroses. And then she didn't see them. But yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, to each his own. But broad daylight.
I feel like it's like every other day we're out in Long Beach and we either see someone's ass or someone trying to defecate on the corner of the area. It's just I don't know what it is, right?
Yeah, 30 years ago, I saw a homeless guy defecating on a newspaper at Highland and Hollywood Boulevard.
Wow.
Just like Sunset.
I wonder how freeing it is to just.
Yeah, just like right
out
there.
in
At least he was defecating on a newspaper,
Yeah.
He had the decency to
Yeah.
put it on there.
I just look over and go, what the fuck? What is this?
I always say the story, but I was maybe in my early 20s and I had gone to a show in East LA, and we were waiting in line for a long time to get in. So once they finally opened the doors, everyone like ran in.
Right.
And when we first got there, we had seen that by the bus station there was a human feces. And I said mental note to myself, don't step on it. And then we could smell it the closer that we got and things like that. Well, when the doors got let go, people ran and everyone forgot that there was shit there. So everyone stepped on it.
Oh my
Not
God.
me. And once they were inside the venue, it was like smeared everywhere. And it was just horrible stench. And just, it was a horrible night.
Right.
And they couldn't get it to go away because there was just so many people that they weren't going to evacuate everyone to clean the floor.
Evacuate. I like that.
So, so we just had to tuck it out.
Yeah.
It was bad. Real bad.
Where was this?
In East LA.
Oh, of
I went to a
course.
ska show.
Of course.
Oh, really?
Ska music and poop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were just smearing it all in the pit. So
Oh,
you
man.
guys can imagine that.
Nice mosh pit.
Yeah. Wow.
You also have a clothing brand.
Yeah,
too, Richard.
Prison brand is what I call it, and it's still in the fledgling stages. It's line of denim. I volunteer a little bit from time to time, and I go to county jails and prison from time to time, and I tell them, if you guys don't behave, you're going to end up like me. and I was inspired, so I put together a denim line, and I should have brought you a jacket, Gil. Next time I see you, I'll bring you a jacket.
I'm writing the list of stuff that you're promising me here.
Yeah, I owe you a book and a jacket, both of you. Yeah, it's a clothing line. It's a denim line. It's our slogan is "Prisoner Doing Life," and so doing life is basically what we're all doing, And depending on how you're doing it, you're either doing life or you're getting done by life, but we're all doing life. So, yeah. I think I have. If you go to a Facebook page. Prison Brand, I think it has a Facebook page.
Do we have Facebook?
I think if you search for it,
Prison Brand, it should pop up. Anyways, it's it was one of those projects that didn't, like I said, I didn't say it on the podcast. Sometimes I'm more like I'm a guy who has a lot of unfinished projects. Prison Brand apparel, is that me?
Is it prisoner or prison?
Prison Brand.
I'll look for it.
Prison Brand, Facebook. Facebook, I think. I don't see it. So, anyways,
I'll look it up. Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyways, so I have that, and it's it's a good line. I just have, moved on from it, but I still have tons of clothes. So take the jacket. One less that I have. But this is the year. I've been handing it out this year. A lot of the people that I've been dealing with, seem to like it. So, yeah, it's good.
Do you have any other projects that you have besides the comedy?
Comedy, I think I mentioned that I have another book coming out, hopefully this year. Just like maybe 30 pages away. Been talking.
Oh, wow.
Talking to a publisher.
This is your novel that you're talking about, right?
Right. It's called The Tunnel, and it's scary. And it was a departure from everything I've done before. I have another one that's near completion too, but it's been near completion for a long time, called 17 and 78. It's about me in 1978. So, yeah, I'm a busy guy.
You are a busy guy.
Yeah, I try to be,
Richard, thanks for coming on and doing the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I really appreciate it. Tell us where we can find you and what you have coming up.
Okay, let's see. Next show is at the Ice House on April 6th. And then I'm back at the Ice House on May 18th. And then I'm back at the Ice House on July 27th. And then in between those shows, I have other things coming up. So just stay tuned. I know I got other things coming up, but that's it.
Cool. Everything that Richard just talked about, I'm going to put down in the show description. Everything's going to be clickable. Add him on Instagram. Adam, do you have a Facebook?
Yes.
Add him on Facebook. Do you have a TikTok?
No TikTok.
Not yet.
Not yet. Does TikTok work? Are you a TikToker?
I'm not.
I am not.
There's just so many things that you have to keep up with.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But add him on Instagram. You have a YouTube channel, anything like that?
Yeah, I do. It's Richard Asperger Comedian, I think.
Awesome. So I'll put that down in the show description. Subscribe to him. Go out and see this man. He is hilarious.
Yeah, we've done shows together.
He's awesome. You got to come out and check out Richard.
This guy's awesome.
I'll put everything down in the show description. This was awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out and doing this.
I've had a really great time. Thanks for your hospitality.
No, thank you. Thanks for coming out. Let's see. Amber, do we have anything coming up?
Open mic on Wednesday.
Open mic on Wednesday and March 29th. Come out to the city of Paramount for the live comedy podcast and interview and showcase. And it's a whole bunch of other things rolled up into one fantastic night. It's a free show, 2-item minimum. It should be a great time. Walter Reyes and James Jablonski are going to be the co-hosts of the evening along with me. It's going to be great. Come out and support comedy. Peace.
The Mind Buzz.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Mind Buzz podcast. Subscribe to the Mind Buzz YouTube channel and watch full podcast episodes. Keep up with the hosts, guests, and upcoming events by following the Mind Buzz on Instagram @the Mind Buzz. See you on the next one.